Central.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. Put your hands together if you want to clap as we take you through this funky rap.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut gun can fire its burst. If he shoots you, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the
Geezy Truth News. Alright, Tom, you got that? Alright, fantastic. Alright, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Geezy Truth News. Alright, it is June 26th, 2019. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to GTN Network. And let's just say we got a lot of things to talk about. And actually, we have technical, our audio engineers here telling us we got technical difficulties on tonight's show. And we'll stay tuned for that. But other than that, we got lots of updates. Looks like that QAnon thing didn't work. But let's see what's up with that. But that was the big one. But yeah, everybody, well, thank you very much, and I don't know what to tell you. You know, we may have a couple correspondents on tonight's show. Callers call in. The phone lines should be open. The technical difficulties shouldn't be messing up on that one. But let's see. So it looks like no word from Q, and that's that's the whole thing here. And what can I say? There's not a whole lot going on, and there's a few things that are a little bit worth mentioning, but all in all, since the last show, not too many updates on the Leisure World thing, and not that I know of. And so, as always, like we preach here at GTN and like everywhere else, is end the Fed and end pedogate. So that's the whole thing, and we try to go around and spread the word. So we'll see what's up with that. Since the Q thing, nothing's going on. There's apparently Congo people moving from the Congo moving down from from Mexico up to apparently Portland I don't know if it's both the Portlands or what, but apparently that's what's going on. But then the other thing is, in Portland, Oregon, is apparently these senators are going to, one of them has left the state and this whole thing. So that's in terms of national news, that's the whole thing. And there's the Iran thing that just happened. That's right. Well, people are, it's good that he didn't do it, but again, we don't know who's up at the very top, and so on and so forth. So what the big news is, pretty much the same old sneezy, everybody. That's the whole bippity bop. It's like, they're talking about all this, of course, trying to get it to WW3, trying to get all this, and then you got all the complicated stuff with whatever they look into. But other than that, that's about it. And yet again, the stock market is somehow not going down, even though every little, any real economist that would tell you what's going on would tell you that, it's obviously overinflated and all the stuff that we're talking about. So just today, 11-point drop. And then with Bitcoin, it's up at like 13K since the last time we bet over there. And that is, a couple people say that it's about bots moving it back and forth. And then there's other people saying that it's the big banks buying in. So, with all that said, I mean, who knows what's going on? The big Q thing that was supposed to happen, I thought it was 23rd, 24th, but I haven't heard anything since then. So there hasn't really been going on, but let's see. Let's take a look at the headlines here. Trying to think what else has been going on. Because that's about it. Let's see. Donations are not accepted in border patrol facilities. Yeah, so the whole Mexico thing. Well, the whole thing about all that is, and again, Donnie Boy's, not the golden boy right now. There's a few flaws with the whole Donnie Boy situation here. So, with the Donnie Boy, apparently he says that he's going to do all this stuff. Well, a lot of people are disappointed that he's not doing it, so far. So the most recent update with the Mexico thing, or with the border wall thing, is that he's given the Democrats 10 more days, or whatever, or both the Democrats and Republicans to talk within 10 days, and after that. So the deadline's coming up, and when that happens, they should be just, taking care of that. If not, we'll see. But so far, 0 have been deported in terms of that. So it's like, you can't be mad at either side. I mean, you can except blame the whole. Obviously, you could blame the whole thing because nothing's working out. But again, we'll see. See, we have these. Apparently, this 23rd thing was supposed to happen. 24th thing was supposed to happen. But it didn't, and then same with this. This is all being on a hiatus, or however you want to look at it. I mean, it's pretty much put on pause. We got to talk about this, the market, go on with all that. We'll see. Let's see. Doug Schoen, Mueller's House testimony won't get Trump impeached. So. Again, I mean, if they're talking anything about any of that, I mean, the Russian thing is obviously, there's nothing over there right now. And, geez, there's so many things to talk about, but so many things, like, I'm pretty sure everybody's well aware of all this stuff. Like, this is, of course, the fluoride is in the water. This is all that, everybody knows that there's poison going from all accounts and all that. So that's what's going on. So anyway, Well, this guy, and then just like more, and then they just add filler, just random things. Fight night, Democrats set to take the stage for. Oh, okay, so that this is happening tonight. If this is happening, so there you go. So you have the 20 Democrats. I mean, this is. We all know that this is all a Peep and Tom show, where it's like we all know it's a joke. This is all ridiculous. I mean, the 20 things, 20 Democrats, the Republicans. I mean, Donny Boy. I mean, obviously, it's all you have to be entertained by this, and you can't get all flustered or anything like this. So it's like it is what it is. Let them fight it out. Be entertained, and that's how it goes. But yeah, with the speculations, everybody's obviously thinking that it is. It's like there's really not a whole lot to say these days, because at this point, as everybody's been calling it, apparently that everybody's been calling it a clown show or a clown world. So that's what's going on. So there you go. Everybody's using it. It's a clown world, and you do what you want to do, and this is apparently that's how it goes. So the next one is despite the headlines, we don't know yet if anticholinergic drugs contribute to dementia. Okay, so that's some something else. I mean, again, with the FDA and the that whole thing. So a new flaw discovered on Boeing 737 Max. Yep. So they'll say, there'll be they say what they got to do over here. But yeah, well, it's pretty amazing. What's up with the real news? And so yeah, Q failed the attempt. I don't really have too many comments on that one. I mean, is he gonna pop out of the woodwork eventually, or is that a dead? Is like that was like a complete joke. I thought there was like thing about that one was that there's too many people showing too much evidence of them being like right there perfectly aligned. Like there's like too many proven facts for it to be a hoax or something like that. So I mean, there's like more evidence of it being real than some would say Sandy Hook or something, Sandy Hoax. So I mean, who knows? I mean, that's pretty crazy. So and then yeah. So and here's the quote of the day. What is this? If you're thinking 1 year ahead, plant seeds if you're thinking 10 years ahead. Plant a tree if you're thinking 100 years ahead. Educate the people. And that was by the Chinese Emperor Quanzu. There you go. So, yep. See, so another headlines: songbirds killed by pesticides after California city sprayed trees. That doesn't sound like that's very. I mean, pesticides, Monsanto, we already get all that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Ain't scientific reasons. Free play is vital for your kids. What is that? How the Navy tapped a jailed sex offender to be a department head. Yeah, so that you'll just see all these different things. Oh yeah, that was the next, the biggest, one of the next big developments apparently is this Wilson memo thing. So with the ETs, and again, I've been meaning to contact Dr. Stephen Greer and all these other guys. I don't know what's been going on with all that. What's the updates with David Wilcock, and all these guys that are saying that there's a ET intervention or this and that and all this stuff. So the most recent thing with the UFO alien thing is that with on top of the month or two of the sightings of especially the past month or two is this Wilson memo thing, and apparently that's a transcript of a couple high in command people discussing about finding this aircraft or something along those lines. So, and I believe it's should be able to. We'll get our technical engineers to find the Wilson memo over here. So, And I'm trying to think of other big wallopers, but that's about it, folks. You know, callers call in, tell me what you think about it. See what's gooch. Or correspondents call in, or callers call in. See what we got to do over here. And see if we got this memo. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this is it. This could be it, but you'll have to look into it. You'll have to look into all this later. But definitely check it out. There's like a different kind of PDF form of it, because it's actually a transcript. That might be an explanation of it, but there's apparently a transcript, and I briefly looked over the transcript. So, and Dr. Stephen Greer is obviously at the forefront of this ET thing. So if there's anything to be looked into, it would be to get a hold of Dr. Stephen Greer, see what he has to say about it. And I'm sure he has something to say about it, you know. So look into that. And yeah, Q thing. That's what's all going on. Oh, I thought we had a caller coming in. So, hello and welcome to Geezy Truth News.
Hey, Jeezy, how are you doing today?
Hey, fantastic. How are you?
Jeezy?
Yeah, what's going on?
Not much. Just wondering, when are you gonna get in the race?
Get in the race? Of what?
Well, any kind of race, Jeezy. I mean, you talk a lot. You're talking a lot about your ideas and stuff and your thoughts. I always want to see you in a race or something. Mayor, president, maybe. Something like that.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know what? That's right. Well, then in about a decade, that'll happen.
Well, what do you think? What do you think your platform's gonna be on? What are you gonna work on?
Well, I mean, it's the thing is that we'll see what happens. But I mean, I can't see this running or lasting without the Fed being ended or some heavy revisions under it within the next decade.
You think
So
you'll be the president that ends the Fed?
I wouldn't want to think that, because that's too far. I mean, that's like 10 years. In 10 years, I would like to think in about a decade that would be fixed by now. I mean, it's 2019.
Right. What would be your biggest change you would like to implement if you got into office?
Well, like I said, I don't know if so. It's too far ahead. I don't think that far ahead, to be honest. But if that was going to happen, I would, if I had to, I would vote. I would run for president to end the Fed.
And have you
But
thought about-
if
have
the
your
Fed was
thoughts
already
changed
ended,
on legal
then I would
marijuana?
maybe something else. What's that?
Have your thoughts changed on legalizing marijuana?
You know, with that, it's hard to say, but I've looked into. There's two ways to do it. It's either to legalize everything or illegalize. I feel like it's like either to go one way or the other. And so far, the war on drugs has obviously been failing, so I would say do the opposite and then fix that on the, fix that. But the problem with all that is we already know what all that is, and how we already know that we're already racketeering these drugs in ourselves, and we have proof
What
of the.
What about global warming? You think some of these candidates should be talking more about global warming? It's getting hot out in this mother.
Yeah, but isn't that fine? I mean, who complains about hot weather?
It's getting hot, but if the beach was good enough to swim in, it'd be okay. But the beach is fucking cold.
Well, it's gonna be So you're complaining that the ocean will be cold. Well, it's gonna be warm when the
Right now, it's
globe warms up. When the global warming.
Yeah, but by then it's
Things
gonna
are
be
gonna
too
get
hot outside
better.
for us to live on. We can't live in the ocean. We can't turn into mermaids.
Well, Actually, there's a few great ideas about that whole thing. I mean, why not? We can make cities out of the ocean. I mean, we can create our own land. We have the technology
Right,
and the means.
but why fix
Create our
why
own
fix,
islands.
Like, why fix it after, after a disaster has happened? Why not fix the current problems that are happening before
Well,
we have to get,
what's the current problem?
like, all the greenhouse gases that we are emitting? We're taking down the laws and regulations that regulate that, and now companies are, polluting more and more and more.
Yeah, of course. There's all these problems. Well, the whole thing is that, within the next 10 years, I highly expect us to meet aliens and this and all that. We have the technology. I was just talking about the Wilson memo, and the ETs and the alien things that we've all been looking into, and the Bob Lazar thing and all these people and whistleblowers that are coming out of the woodworks. There's technology that they have that would fix all those problems. That's why I mean, there's
That'd be
multiple.
a nice thought to think. That's a nice thought to think.
I mean, that's what's
what
been
if it
going on,
doesn't?
apparently. I don't have any proof myself, but apparently that's what's been going on. But so without expecting any of that would happen, then I guess everybody else is looking at dark and gloomy times. I mean, it sounds like they'd be dark and gloomy times. But it's like, okay, you can either look up or you can look down. You might as well look up. It's like gloomy times. I mean, what are you going to do? Stick your head in the sand?
Are you a Scotchman? Whiskey? Bud Light?
I'll have a little wine on the holidays.
Little wine on the holidays?
That's right.
What are you gonna be drinking this nation's holiday, 4th of July?
Oh yeah, that's coming up. It's amazing, celebrating our independence and our freedom, but challenging foes await in our head. I'll have to be dealing with the challenges that are coming up. A lot. I mean, the two things: ending the Fed and ending the pedogate, and they're somehow linked and all this stuff. One of the biggest things. Oh, and here's another that we haven't talked about is the Google thing. That is like they found Veritas Project found info on Google on the YouTube or whatever, and they found it that they're trying to undermine the election and all that. But all of that is, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the scheme of things, everything is fake news.
Yes, it is what it is.
But the end of the pedogate and end the Fed, and the biggest thing with all of that is that they found that most recent. There's like this most recent thing that connects all these disgusting people together, and it's all just ridiculous. And it connects with the Pizzagate thing. The James Alefantis guy is connected with like Stormy Daniels and all these other idiots, and it's like, and then that Harry Weinstein guy or whatever that. That's crazy. That he's a congressman.
Yeah.
The guy who he sent like.
Oh, Dizzy, I gotta go for the moment.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the call. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, what can we say here, folks? You got to talk the truth. You got to rap about it. You got to talk truth. Where's all the conscious rappers at? We got to get some conscious rappers up talking about all this truth stuff. There's too many people talking the bling and not walking the string. So you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do, and you got to mean what you say and do what's going on here. So, yeah, crazy stuff. Gotta fix a lot of things. We need to, people need to be running. Good people need to be running. I gotta be running. Everybody's gotta be running. So, callers call in. We got a lot of things to talk about. All this thing over here. This is the whole thing, and then this is where we're going. So the bippity bop is just starting. So it's funny, they just started this Democratic is the first speech, I guess, tonight. So it's all all just the intro stuff. And with the WW3 thing, I don't know what that was all about. I mean, they're trying to do WW3 with Donnie Boy and Ron, and I don't know if they're if that was a trick, or if Donny Boy, it's like you gotta see him as complicit, but somehow he was able to not press the button. It was very amazing. It was very amazing. And I saw the Iranians were like, we're gonna be aggressive. So now they're just strong arming each other, and of course Israel is very eager about all this. I'm pretty sure it looks like they're pretty interested and like happy that that's going on, but I don't know about all that. I mean, if all that happens, I'm talking WW3, who knows, if we're just doing that, it'd be very disappointing, and it'd be very hard to believe all that's happening. But you never know. And also, that's another reason why maybe the Bitcoin increase, because somehow maybe that these got to start ramping up stuff, and that during they're starting up the Iran war, maybe those two are connected somehow. So who knows? So let's take a look. We might have to contact a special purpose, a correspondent, to see what's going on. To get on the headliners. Oh no, looks like our correspondents are out. So, let's see. Have we covered just about it all? What else is on the news? It's going to be a lot of jibber jabber. It's a lot of talk. But you got to go through what you got to go through. Alright, everybody. Well, it looks like we covered everything. So, looks like we're going to have to catch up later. See what's up with all this shit. Hasta la vista. Thank you very much. Looks like Geezy Truth News is out. Keep in touch. Send what's up, and we'll be gotta figure what's going on over here. So thank you very much, and take it easy.